Zuko is one of the most complex characters in modern fiction, and his journey of redemption is anything but straightforward. Zuko Alone, one of the standout episodes of The Last Airbender, strips Zuko down to his core, offering some of the most profound life lessons of the series. And today, we will tackle the key lessons from this episode, each tied to Zuko's experiences. Lesson 1: The conflict within, embracing all parts of yourself. At the heart of Zuko's struggles is his internal conflict. He's torn between two identities: the banished prince of the Fire Nation and a wanderer trying to find his place in the world. This duality is visually represented by his twin broadswords, which are separate but must be welded together to unleash their full potential. This theme of duality is echoed later in his journey, when Zuko confronts his red and blue dragons during the vision in the Sun Warrior's ruins. These dragons represent the two sides of himself, one rooted in rage, vengeance, and his father's expectations, and the other tied to compassion, curiosity, and his mother's influence. The lesson here is that growth requires embracing all parts of yourself, even the ones you are tempted to reject. Running from who you are only delays progress. True strength comes from integration, acknowledging your flaws, accepting your past, and using both to build a stronger future. Accept that inner conflict is part of the journey. It's only through the struggle that you can discover who you truly are. Lesson 2: The role of restraint in strength. One of Zuko's defining traits in this episode is his ability to show restraint, even when provoked. Despite his hunger and desperation, he doesn't steal food from the expectant couple by the campfire. When the soldiers harass Lee's family, Zuko initially holds back, only stepping in when it becomes clear they need help. This self-control demonstrates that true strength isn't about unleashing power, but knowing when to act. Restraint requires discipline, wisdom, and understanding of long-term consequences. For Zuko, it's a crucial step toward becoming the person he wants to be. The lesson for us is, power is not just about action, it's about control. Knowing when to step forward and when to hold back can be the difference between destruction and growth. Remember, restraint is not weakness. It's conscious choice to act with purpose rather than impulse. Strength also comes from balance, the ability to act decisively when needed, and the wisdom to refrain when it's unnecessary. And in our lives, practicing self-control and intentional action can lead to more meaningful outcomes than acting out of anger or impulse. Lesson 3: Finding the source of anger. Zuko's anger is a recurring theme in his arc, and in Zuko Alone, it simmers beneath every decision he makes. While he lashes out at others, his actions are often fueled by unresolved inner turmoil. Later in the series, Zuko also openly admits when Azula asks him, "Who are you angry at, Zuko?" And he replies, "I'm angry at myself." This moment sheds light on his struggle in this episode. He is grappling with feelings of abandonment, failure, and rejection, particularly regarding his mother's disappearance. The lesson here is that anger often masks deeper pain. Without addressing its source, anger becomes destructive, harming relationships and stalling personal growth. To move forward, we must reflect. What is truly driving this anger? By confronting its roots, we can begin to release it, paving the way for healing and clarity. Remember, anger often has deeper roots. Identifying and addressing its source is crucial for growth. Suppressing anger or letting it fester can lead to destructive patterns. Instead, reflect on what's fueling your emotions and work to heal those wounds. And by understanding the source of your anger, Zuko begins to break free from his destructive cycle. For us, this means looking inward, processing our pain, and choosing to grow beyond it. Lesson 4: Navigating support and toxicity. Zuko's flashback reveals the toxic dynamics of his family, particularly with his sister Azula. From a young age, Azula manipulated and ridiculed Zuko, planting seeds of insecurity that hoarded him well into adulthood. Her constant undermining made him question his worth and pushed him into a defensive, self-destructive cycle. In contrast, his mother Ursula provided unconditional love, serving as his moral compass and reminding him of his intrinsic value. Even after her disappearance, Ursula's lessons lingered, offering Zuko a sense of direction when he felt most lost. The lesson is clear. Toxic relationships, whether it's with people, habits, or environments, can trap us in negativity and prevent us from growing. Break free from toxicity. It's difficult, but necessary for reclaiming our sense of self. Zuko's eventual decision to cut ties with his sister and father is a powerful reminder that sometimes walking away is the best path forward. For us, this is a chance to reflect on our relationships. So, nurture positive bonds. Surround yourself with those who support your growth and see your potential, like Ursa and Arrow did for Zuko. Recognize and address toxicity. Identify people or behaviors that undermine your confidence or well-being and set boundaries to protect yourself. Carry forward the love, not the hurt. Like Zuko, draw strength from those who genuinely care for you and don't let them harmful actions of others define your self-worth. So surround yourself with those who support your growth, like Arrow did for Zuko. Identify and address toxic influences. Set boundaries to protect your self-worth. And lastly, draw strength from love and positive connections, and don't let harmful relationships define you. Zuko's journey shows that while we cannot choose all the relationships in our past, we can choose how they can shape our future. Lesson 5: Fighting without losing yourself. The final confrontation with the soldiers is a pivotal moment in the episode. Zuko fights with precision and calculated restraint, refusing to use his firebending until absolutely necessary. When he finally unleashes his firebending, it's not out of rage or dominance. It's a deliberate act to protect, born of necessity and not fury. This moment encapsulates the importance of fighting without losing yourself. For Zuko, this meant staying true to his principles and not allowing chaos of the world around him to compromise who he was striving to become. It's a reminder that our actions, even in conflict, should align with our values. The lesson is clear. Stand firm in who you are, even when faced with opposition. Fighting for what's right doesn't mean abandoning the person you're working to be. So, pair perseverance with reflection. Fight for your values, not to prove yourself to others. And reflect on your battles. Are they aligned with your personal goals, or are they dictated by external perceptions? Lesson 6: The weight of labels. In the climactic moments of the episode, Zuko saves Lee from the soldiers, risking his own safety to defend the boy's family. Yet when Zuko reveals his firebending, his true identity as a firebending prince, the family he just saved turns against him. Their gratitude is replaced with fear and rejection. a response Zuko has encountered time and time again. This speaks to a universal truth. The labels imposed on us by others can often overshadow our true selves, whether they're based on stereotypes, assumptions, or past mistakes. These labels can distort how people see us and how we see ourselves. The lesson is twofold. On the one hand, we must challenge the unfair labels placed upon us, refusing to let them define our potential. On the other, we must be mindful not to impose labels on others, recognizing the complexity of every individual. Labels imposed by others don't define you, but they can challenge you. Use these challenges to grow and redefine yourself. Focus on becoming who you are rather than what others assume you are. Lesson 8. Isolation despite effort. Zuko's victory over the foes should have been a turning point, a moment of connection, a small redemption in the eyes of those he saved. Instead, it became a bitter reminder of his isolation. After risking his life to save Lee and drive off the oppressors, he is met not with gratitude, but rejection. The villagers focused only on his firebending and cannot see the person behind the action. The aftermath is heartbreaking. Lee's mother, who moments earlier pleaded desperately for Zuko's help, turns on him, coldly commanding him to leave and never return. But the most painful blow comes from Lee himself, the boy Zuko fought to protect. Clutching the knife Zuko had given him, Lee turns away and says, "I hate you." It's a moment of raw rejection, cutting deeper than any physical wound. Yet Zuko doesn't lash out or attempt to justify himself. Instead, he bows his head, accepts their scorn, and walks away. This quiet resignation shows a growing maturity, a recognition that their anger is rooted in pain, not his failure. Zuko begins to understand that not every battle is about being understood or accepted. And the lesson here would be that others may judge you based on factors beyond your control, but rejection doesn't define you. So always act with integrity and remain committed to growth, even when others don't acknowledge it. Separate judgment from your actions. Often their anger reflects their pain, not your failure. Remain true to your values. Your character is defined by how you act, not by how others react. And focus on internal victories. Growth comes from the ability to move forward, even when recognition is absent. For my final thoughts, Zuko Alone is a masterclass in storytelling, using Zuko's isolation to explore universal themes of identity, anger, vulnerability, and growth. The episode teaches us that redemption isn't a straight line. It's a journey of self-discovery, marked by setbacks and breakthroughs. By embracing who we are, confronting our pain, and letting go of toxic influences, we can carve a path forward toward the person we're meant to be. Zuko's struggles may be rooted in a fictional world, but his lessons resonate deeply. So, who are you angry at? What labels are holding you back? Are you willing to be vulnerable, to let go of toxic ties, and embrace all parts of yourself? These are the questions Zuko Alone asks, and the answers can guide us on our own journeys. As always, thank you for listening. I hope you were able to learn something today in your own path of self-discovery. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like more Zuko videos, I am planning to do every episode of Avatar and the lessons. So just let me know in the comments if you like that. But if not, enjoy and have a good day.